I could see why someone might have like issues like, oh, that's not a real woman, but I think that's kind of them not being able to accept the fact that that person has made that choice to become a woman.
Do you guys view trans women and biological women the same?
Yes and no.
It's crazy how much trouble people have answering these questions. And you know that they're being careful because of the culture that surrounds them. You know that they're being careful because the mob, if they say the wrong thing, they will not give their true and honest opinion on camera. They will dance around the topic for many men. I'm sure a lot of these other women actually believe what they're saying, but a lot of these other people, you can tell when they're struggling, they're just trying not to get in the crosshairs of that mob, of the violent left-wing mob on campus that will destroy their life if they do not bend a knee.
Yes and no, yeah.
Yeah, it's like yes, it's like a
not
yes
that that's
and
a trick
no
question, but
Yeah.
it's like that's a great question
It really
for
is a good
conversation.
Well, I mean, I think like the fact that like it's not just it's trans women and biological women kind of already inherently is saying they're different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like if it's like do you view a woman as the same? Even if that question, the answer would be no, because all women are different. Like Rihanna and Beyonce different. Same way like Caitlyn Jenner and like
Do you think
and
Beyonce
Savannah.
and Caitlyn Jenner are similar?
I
Like, would
think
you
they're
put them on? Yeah, like.
Yeah, they're both women.
And the
Oh my gosh. There's a big difference between the two, gentlemen. Didn't he just say that there was a difference between trans women and women? Because, I mean, you're already saying trans women. You know that there's a difference. You know that they're not women if you're saying that, right? How many people actually like make the argument? They're like fighting. They're saying trans women, quote unquote, and then trans women are women. It's like, okay, well, they're obviously not, because if they were, then you wouldn't say that. You wouldn't say trans women are women. You would just say women are women. That's all you would say. These people are already admitting that there's a difference. But then he just went back on that right there. Oh yeah, of course. Caitlyn Jenner's the same thing as Beyonce. You literally just said that wasn't the case.
Do you think that we should be focused in more on transgender women's voices now in the modern day society and, trying to uplift them more than, let's say, other groups of women in the space? What are your thoughts?
Yes, in a way,
Good question.
because they do go through more.
And it's nice to get validated
Yeah.
in your identity and stuff.
Trans women are, oppressed and stuff. I think they deserve. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Voice.
How are they oppressed? Give specific examples. Be specific. They never are. They're given these lists of talking points and everyone just regurgitates the same thing. It's actually really interesting right here as well. This girl right here says it's nice to get validated in your identity. If the argument is that trans women are women, if that is your stance, okay, and you believe that, why do you need to be validated? Why do you need to be validated? For me, if I'm a guy or if you're a girl, has anybody ever tried to validate that you're a guy or a girl? And have you ever needed that? The answer is no, because you're biologically actually a guy or a girl.
Voice. They deserve to have the right to identify the way that they see themselves as. I think trans women of color should be uplifted the most just because they have the most oppression facing them.
And talk to me too a little bit about that. What are some of those oppressive things that they're facing?
It could just be like small, everyday microaggressions, or even as far as someone going and assaulting them on the street.
These people think that like these people that they're talking about, let's say a trans minority woman, are just getting like literally the crap beaten out of them everywhere they go. That's where you hear that lie that there's like a genocide happening, when that's obviously not the case. That's not true. It's a lie. It's not true. It's interesting, actually, when we look at this stuff, you can see how everyone's kind of rehearsed and told to be giving these talking points. But the truth is, it's actually not even Gen Z's fault. It's not even Gen Z's fault. People created this. Leftist educators created this, right? I would largely blame it on millennials, Gen X. I would largely blame it on boomers for allowing these leftists to infiltrate every institution that makes an impact on these children. These people, they're just the byproduct of leftists taking over every institution that children are growing up in a world where they're being molded by these people.